Okay, I've pretty much got everything figured out now. This is this is a track from Mario Kart 64, the so-called Banshee Boardwalk. Yeah, back before we hang on, I'm reading your little announcement message. All right, cool. It's a combo notification about me doing a Luigi's Mansion stream and you doing a movie watch-along tonight. Sounds pretty cool. About the film 9, which I have never seen, but seems pretty cool. Our Halloween candy bowl has been shrinking down to, like, a puddle. Like, rapidly. Like, today in particular, people just can't keep their hands out of it. All the Milky Ways, gone. All the Three Musketeers, gone. All that's left is, like, bland-ass Hershey's bars. Snickers, which I can't eat because it's got nuts in it. And, like, they're too hard for me to chew into. And Reese's Cups, which are, like... We're trying to ration those. Like, we're not saying that we're doing that, but we're doing that. Because they're, like, so precious. They're like gold nuggets. Like, seriously, you go to any, like, candy tier list, and there's a pretty good chance that Reese's, or some variant thereof, is going to be high up on the list. Surprisingly, while looking up candy on TierMeeker, I found out that a lot of people are not fond with Butterfinger. Which is surprising to me, because I thought that it was reasonably popular. I mean, it had a Simpsons advertising campaign attached to it for years and years.
Don't lay a hand on my Butterfinger.
No, wait, what was it? Don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger? Whatever. Yeah, maybe it's, like, just too hard. Actually, hang on a minute. That was a pretty good spooky Nintendo, but actually, before I start tonight, I really, really wanted to show you guys something. But it's gonna be difficult to track down. Alright, so, there was a, you know, back in the day, when a new game came out, like, especially a, you know, first-party game like Luigi's Mansion, there would be, like, a whole website created around it that you could go to and explore and get, like, some tie-in promotional things, like desktop wallpapers, a screensaver if you're lucky, and maybe you, like, print out things. Like, you would print out a little, like, cutout... I don't know. But yeah, the one made around Luigi's Mansion was funny in a certain way, and I really hope that I can find the official website with a bit of searching. There is something from the Wayback Machine. Alright. Let us see what we can find. It's so fun. It's scary. Yes, I think this is it. I hope that all the page elements work correctly. Mario is missing in a very dark and very haunted mansion. Can Luigi summon the courage to find his big brother? So yeah, you'd have all these little links telling you about... This is a 2001 website. The site uses Flash 5 and QuickTime. Well, I certainly hope that it works. By the way, I still have a grayscale filter on. Let me turn that off. It was a pop-up. The pop-up says, Luigi can't seem to find the Flash plugin on your computer. If you think you have it, click here to continue. I'm gonna try it anyway. Adobe Flash Player is no longer supported. That's a shame. Well, that may be something I have to hold on to for another day. I really wanted to show you this to you guys, because it's got like ghosts that show up and mess with you while you're navigating the website. Yeah, rest in peace, Flash. Can't say I didn't try. Alright. So we got a spooky Nintendo, but hold on a minute. Why can I not see the game? Hello? Is it because it's paused? Oh, there it is. Took a while. And let me just test something real quick to make sure it's working. Alright, yeah, everything seems to be in order, so we are good to go. I'll go ahead and close down noclip.website, because it's a little bit resource intensive with such a beautifully animated background. Sounds a bit loud. Good point. Let's go ahead and turn that down a bit. I'm gonna knock it all the way down to 35%. And we started at 65. Does Rumble work with Dolphin? I feel like it's never quite... Oh hey, I can watch a Pikmin movie instead. Okay. Why not? You have landed on a mysterious planet by accident. Eat the Pikmin. Oh god. The frame rates are not doing too well. Maybe this was a... Yeah, I think this was definitely a beta build. Nowhere in the game will you see that many, like, honey wisps in one area. You're sure Arlo starts every session of Luigi's Mansion by watching this movie? I forgot that this was a thing. I guess whereas the PlayStation would sometimes include, you know, like demos of games within other games, it was particularly common for Nintendo games to include promo videos for other Nintendo games in the Gamecube era. And honestly, this does still look pretty cool. If you have never seen a Pikmin game in your life before, this certainly grabs your attention. Battle for Bikini Bottom had promo videos with a bunch of other nicknames. Ah. Repair your spaceship. Dang, this is kind of long. This is like as long as one of the promo videos that was in Smash Melee. Thinking of Smash, can you return home? I saw, what's his name, Design Doc's video on Unlockables today, and it made me kind of sad to think of how, you know, how cool and engaging the unlocks used to be in the Super Smash Bros. Games, and nowadays it's just, it doesn't have that same sense of fulfillment to it. Now, I know ahead of time that the emulation on this is not perfect. We're gonna see some funny graphical glitches here and there, but for the most part it should be fine. And that's probably all I have to say about Design Dog's video, because this game has, like, no unlockables. You get a different, like, ending screen, depending on how much money you accumulate, and that is it.
Hello?
Well, I guess you do unlock, like, an extra mode, like, that bumps up the difficulty and flips the mansion around.
Hmm?
Boom, boom, boom. Let me see here. Is there anything I can do to bump up the frame rate? Because I think it's being forced to run at 30 right now. Yeah. Yeah, there may not be anything that I can do to enhance that, so we'll just have to roll with it. 30 FPS was getting to be pretty common around this era anyway. But the fact of the matter is that I am streaming at 60, so that incongruity might make things a little bit strange if I do anything with the video file. There might be a patch somewhere. I don't need to go hunting for a patch right now. I could change the speed limit, but something tells me that's just gonna make the game twice as fast, and not necessarily give me, you know, better frame rate. You doubt I can do much with basic emulator settings? Well, at least I tried. Hang on a minute. Luigi! Your arm is transparent! I guess that kind of makes sense, because it's, like, more of a UI element than, like, anything else. The cutscene runs at 60? Wait, what? Wow, you're right. Hang on a minute. We can actually see that, like, in action. Hang on, where's the thing for FPS? Yeah, check it out. Oh, wait, you guys can't see that because it's, like, at the top. Okay, hang on. Okay, good news. OBS now has an undo function, so I can do this. 60? 30. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, I can just reset that back to where it was, and we're good. So that's cool. Anyway, pretty atmospheric little, opening here. I can use the C-stick to make Luigi, rotate in interesting directions. Oh, something spooky is happening. But we don't know what! It's like Tales of the Abyss, the combat and the cutscenes that happen in combat run at 60, but nothing else. That's so weird! Even more recent Nintendo games have been doing that too. Like, what was it? One of the Kirby games, like, the entire game runs at 30, but then you play, like, the end-of-level minigame, which still uses the same models for Kirby and all the other characters. But for some reason that runs at 60, and it's so jarring to me. I hate it. Sorry, the other door runs at 30? Are you kidding? I didn't even notice. Oh, don't touch that, by the way. And this stinks. I haven't even gotten a single gold coin yet. I honestly wonder if this sequence is paying homage to Resident Evil. It'd be fitting, considering the last game I'm going to be playing this month. There he is. So I actually turned the volume back up a little bit because of the Pikmin movie being a bit quieter than the rest of the game, but I'm gonna turn it back down a bit. Oh! I sure take a lot of knocks in this line of work. I have no idea what this character's supposed to sound like. I'm getting too old for this ghost-catching tomfoolery. Anyway, nice to meet you. I'm Professor Egad. This house, I swear it seems to have more ghosts every day. What is the young fella like you doing around here, anywho? Some funnies going on with that shadow. Never mind. No time to talk. Oh, this looked ugly. Our youngster looked lively. Follow me, post-haste. He sounds like a Klonoa NPC. Yeah, it's got that same style of, like, gibberish sounds. So, your name's Luigi! I think our paths were destined to cross. Well met, Luigi. Where's this, you ask? Well, these cozy quarters are where I do my ghost studying. Professor Egad's Ghost Research Laboratory. The lab, if you're of a shortening mind. You won this mansion in a contest you didn't even enter? Sounds pretty fishy to me. So you believe the mansion actually exists then? Strange. I've been living here since I was a lad of 20 or so, and I'll tell you what, that mansion appeared just a few days ago. The spirits have fooled you. I don't know if it's a dream, an illusion, or what all, but I surely wouldn't be too happy about winning a haunted house. Now that I get a look at you, I just recalled. A guy with a red hat kind of like yours went up to the mansion without even stopping to chat, and he never returned. Was he a dream too? What? That guy was your brother? Oh no, that's horrible! He wouldn't stand a chance against those ghosts without my help. You have to go after him. Here's the plan. I'll teach you to deal with ghosts, so you can rescue your brother, Luigi. Yeah, Luigi's actual first outing on his own, in his own video game. Also, I'm gonna turn myself down a smidge. Where's my gain slider? I noticed when I was watching the archive for one of my previous streams that I was, like, peaking slightly, and I want to correct that if possible. That's the vacuum cleaner I engineered to catch ghosts. I call it, this is genius, the Poltergust 3000. It can suck up all kinds of things. Let her rip. Use the orbit. Yeah. Oh, by the way. Here's the special thing that I was gearing you guys up for. First person view, baby. No matter how strong you think your brother is, ghosts are mysterious beings. They can't be caught using conventional means, so you'd better use this. It's the only way to foil them. This is the only thing they fear, or something to that effect. Well, how's about we start your training? Ghosts seem to like darkness and they avoid the light. So if you hit them with a flashlight beam all of a sudden, you can stun them momentarily, then it's vacuuming time. When you see your chance, hold down the R button and tilt the control stick in the opposite direction. I know it looks like a screenshot, but that's just because I'm not moving. I can't move. Just give it a try, you'll learn more that way than just listening to me yap about it. So here's how it's gonna work. You guys, in this perspective, cannot see the ghosts. You can, however, see Egad for some strange reason. He, like, flips through the screen. So if we go back to the previous view, you'll see down in the bottom right, the Game Boy Horror. That's what's going on here. This is apparently a development tool that was left in the game completely intact, and it can be reactivated with a cheat code. It's entirely possible that at one point they were going to implement a fully featured first-person mode. Or maybe there would be some kind of first-person functionality with the Game Boy Horror. It's pretty cool, and unfortunately, the way I have things set up, we can't really see things, like, good. We can only see this low-resolution image blown up. But I think it's interesting enough to warrant, you know, playing around with it a little bit. I'll be swapping back and forth between these regularly, because sometimes, you know, nothing is going to be happening, and sometimes the Game Boy Horror is outright disabled, so for cases like that, I'll swap back to the normal camera. Walls that you can't see are undecorated. Oh yeah! Surprised there even are walls instead of a dark void. Yeah, there's an interesting thing about it. This entire game is rendered backwards and forwards. Even though you mostly only ever see the, you know, the back wall and the side walls. So, there'll be plenty to explore as we get to messing around with this. We might even find some, like, secrets. Like, you guys remember when I played Vanessa's Mansion in a Hat in Time? And looked in first person and saw some, like, really strange drawings on the wall? On a wall that's normally never supposed to be rendered? Yeah, we might see some stuff like that. Fingers crossed. Let's do this. Remember, as soon as you see a ghost's heart, that's your chance to vacuum them up. While vacuuming, tilt the control stick in the opposite direction to bring them in. So yeah, that'll be the other quirk, is that I can see everything, but you guys won't see the ghosts until I actually start capturing them. When that surprise ghost's heart appears, vacuum it with the R button and control stick in the opposite direction of the ghost. Alright, I'm gonna try to get 2 in one go here. Oh. There we go. Oh, I only got one of them. There are also some particle effects that don't display properly in the second screen. But so be it. Additionally, you guys are going to be getting the most out of this experience. In order to actually, like, move and do stuff effectively, I'm gonna have to use the regular camera. Because, of course, this game was not built for a first-person gameplay. Hey, kid, shape up! You can't go looking for your brother the way you're carrying on. There, here they come! And now we got 5 of them. 4 and 5. And this must look really weird with EGAD cheering me on, like, right there. Catching ghosts means using the flashlight and the Poltergust 3000 as a team. You get me, young feller? That'll do. Well, how many did you get? Wow, 11 ghosts. I am plumb astounded, Luigi. I'd say you're ready to look for your brother now. So yeah, this next area, we are not going to have access to the Game Boy Horror, so I'll go ahead and swap back to regular view. Looks like you worked up quite a sweat there. How about a little cool down in the gallery? I'm quite proud of it, you know. Off we go! Yeah, this is another one of those weird graphical issues that I mentioned before. No idea how that's happening, but it's happening alright. So yeah, the gallery, with some weird weeping angel statues that don't do anything ever. And, oh, the shadows do not work right at all. You know what, that's probably an issue related to me turning on widescreen. Yeah, we are playing in an extended ratio, so that's probably what's going on. Fancy. There's only room for one portrait here. I wonder which one it could be. Oh yeah. It's all lined with gold. If only I could suck it all up. Yeah, can you get anything out of this room? Looks like you could melt down the whole thing and be like a quarter of the way to the maximum score goal. Oh, here we go. So this is the official first-person mode, where you press a button to open up your Game Boy Horror, and you see everything from a first-person perspective. From this, you can analyze certain objects, like this weird statue, for example, and you can get Luigi's commentary on it. It's a statue, a very tall angel statue by the looks of it. Let's see, does it work on NPCs? Way to go, genius. Do you have the hang of that thing yet? Wow, Luigi's a bit of a snarker. So yeah, that is why everything is rendered. Even if you don't normally see it in regular gameplay. The number 2. So this will become more important later. Obviously. Right now, there's nothing. Go back to the lab. Where am I? Yeah, where the hell am I? Oh, it's just the gallery. Last ghost I caught was number 22, Boo Losses. But there are lots of Boos, and King Boo rallied them all to take revenge upon me. I used my machine to free Boo Losses from the painting. And they went and turned all my other portraits back into ghosts too. I built a mansion right in front of the lab in the space of a single night, and they all hid inside. Huh. Well, there's the backstory for this game, I suppose. What's a Game Boy Horror there? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah! Alright, I believe we are done in here. I almost forgot something. There is an Easter egg. If you go to the training room. I'm gonna go ahead and make a save state here in case this is like a one-time opportunity. And also we can just like... Oh, it goes right to the song. Okay. So this only works like the first time for each save file. There's a different music track that plays instead of this like training music. And if you let it go on for several minutes, you'll hear Tataka's song. You know. You know, something like that. Now the game begins for real! And we got a Toad. I'm not voicing this Toad. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna send me to an early grave. Yeah, it's about what you would expect from, like, Toad dialogue. Goodbye! I did that so that I could, like, analyze Toad with the Game Boy Horror while he's crying. You know, I never noticed how lovely those red polka dots look on top. Oh. Never mind. Hey, wait a minute, that's Luigi talking, not Toad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's weird. I wonder how I ended up making that happen. Alright, you go and get yourself a snack, because, we're just getting started here. And you know what? I'll take this opportunity to kind of just muck around with the Game Boy Horror and see if there's any cool details to uncover. Certainly adds to the atmosphere of the place. Why would you say that this looks normal? Huh. Just gaze at one of these for hours? What? This is weird, Luigi. This is not... Oh. Yeah, watch for the chandelier, by the way. Well, that was fun. Alright, so for anyone that doesn't know, there is a little bit of a hidden functionality here with these mirrors. You go to examine it, and whoa! This crazy thing happens. And no matter what mirror it is that you examined, you will always come back to this central foyer. Pretty cool. Okay, found a heart. That's nice. Boy, this chandelier is just hell-bent on killing me. The lights are on. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Come here, spiderweb. Spider bite. Spider bite heart. Can I get that? Not that it matters. Oh, how about that? Wow. Even the most inconspicuous little things. You know, they're part of the atmosphere and they can be sucked up. Wow. People were heaping all kinds of praise on Luigi's Mansion. Oh! Oh! That's where the money was hiding. Of course. No, 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 no. I'm busy. Oh, you son of a gun. Well, I got something out of that, I suppose. Does Luigi seriously have nothing to say about the chandelier? Simply delightful. I'm starting to wonder if there's just a weird little, like, collection of generic quotes that Luigi gives. When he doesn't know what else to say. Oh yeah, we got a map here. You can see the entire mansion with this. And a whole bunch of this is not going to be relevant for a very long time yet. Still can't go in there. Yeah, people were heaping lots of praise on Luigi's Mansion 3 for all the needless fluff that can just be interacted with. Well, it had its start all the way back in the first game. That's interesting. Chandelier doesn't load in until you get past this particular little threshold. Yeah, when I go back to first person, things are gonna be weird. Okay, let's just have a quick little tour around in first person and, you know, just for the fun of it. None of the shadows... Oh, never mind. I can see shadows. Yeah, they're trying. Remember, the camera is pointing where Luigi's head is pointing. So if I just leave him idle for a little bit, he'll just kind of start looking around on his own. Also, something seems a bit off here. Hang on, did I crop this wrong? Well, I'll be. I think I actually cropped it wrong. Huh. Or maybe it was just a little bit different while EGAD was around? I don't know, but let's go ahead and fix that. And we'll get this cropped back down a little more. Maybe too much. The constant swiveling of the camera from Luigi's head is honestly making this a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. Alright, that's gonna have to do. Now, fit to screen. There we go. Alright, I think we're ready. Whoa. Yeah, that's a pretty spooky transition right there. Well, at the very least, Luigi stays still while I'm vacuuming things. Money! Precious money. Wait a minute, can you guys even see the money? Can't see the tablecloth, and you can't see the money. Oh, this is gonna be weird. What else is invisible in first person? No dust particles, which is honestly fine. Yeah, you can't see any of the money. That stinks. That's like part of the fun. Well, I'll tell you what, for areas where I'm just exploring in well-lit areas, I will turn the, I will go back to regular camera view and turn off first person. Some very, very ugly paintings drawn on the back wall. Good to know. Oh, right. I guess this also works for, finding clues when you're not sure what to do. You just examine anything suspicious. And, hopefully you'll figure out what to do. So these portraits are of actual characters, actual, like, portrait ghosts while they were alive. That, a lot of them we won't be seeing for quite a long time. I think I know who each of them are, except for this guy. I don't know who Mr. Longnose, was in real life. Maybe the butler? I don't know.
Mario!
Oh, right. Don't forget to press A to Mario.
Mario!
Alright, this is a cutscene, so I will leave, Oh, put my candles out! You, Mr. Lime Green? Well, dark rooms are dangerous around here, yes! They love the dark, and now they will get you, Blue! Now you're in for it, Blue! Just like little Redcap before you. May you wander lost in the darkness forever! Are you afraid of the dark, little man? Are you, huh? Here they are now. Hold on a minute. Mr. Ghost, just leave me alone for a sec, because I thought that I missed something in here. There's money down there, but I can't do much with it. When you guys hear that, from your perspective, like, that could be anywhere. If this was a VR experience, like, it would honestly be really scary. Because what do the ghosts like to do? They like to sneak up behind Luigi before appearing and, like, spooking him. And on top of that, that's also where they like to throw their punches. So, you're just gonna get assaulted from all angles if you were hypothetically playing this in VR. Just completely blindsided every single step of the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, at least the key renders correctly. Thank you, Luigi. And that's a little screen showing us where the key connects to. Very handy. In case anyone wanted to see the door opening animation, I guess. And that is the sound of a door closing behind me. Oh, almost got him. Any more? Lots of money here. Oh, watch it, buddies. You guys bug off. Trying to explore here. Now, why am I bothering exploring before turning on the lights? Well, there's actually a very simple reason for that. And that is that there are certain little bonus ghosts that only show up when it's dark. Well, actually, hang on a minute. All ghosts only show up in the dark. Also, these guys are a bit louder than I was expecting, so I'm going to turn the volume down a notch further. Got him! That's a 2-for-1 special right there. Let me see if I can get these two as well. One of them. That's better than nothing. Oh, that's interesting. When they first appear, you can actually see them. But of course, they almost always prefer to show up behind you, so that almost never happens. Still, pretty cool. Now, I believe the next room is the, like, wardrobe. So in there, I should be able to demonstrate one of the bonus ghosts. I'm not going to obsess over finding every single one. I've never been able to do that before. But I'll tell you what I can do. Is just try my best every time I find one. Oh, there was one in the closet, too.
Mario.
No ghosts in there. Lots of money, though. Got him! Got him! Got him! And there's money everywhere. You guys can't see it. I'll show you how much pops out when you catch one of those blue fellows. Look at all that. All that money flying in the air, that all came from that one ghost. It is not necessary to catch them to light up a room. It's just a little bonus. Get over here, you stupid dollar bills. Oh, I'm not doing well here. Back with a PB&J? Very good. Have you ever tried frying a PB&J? A friend of mine told me about it the other day, and I am doing terrible here. What is wrong with me? Maybe it's because I'm not playing on a real Gamecube controller. Anyway, I went back to regular camera to show you guys what happens when you catch a blue ghost, and the money just flies everywhere. Yep, green ghosts. Very tricky because they shoot out banana peels. Frying? No, but you've put it on a griller. Close enough. You know, the same mentality behind making a grilled cheese sandwich. Anyway, a friend of mine told me that that's actually surprisingly good, but I'm not sure how much I believe that. What? Get down here. Definitely some funky physics going on here.
Mario!
Oops.
Mario!
I wanted to examine the hat rack.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing in there. Does seem to be an obsession with deep frying everything. No, not deep frying. Just like, you know, throwing it on a pan with some oil and frying it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can't do anything with anything yet, but eventually this place will have some new opportunities as far as money goes. You just need a new ability.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Toad is important because this is the only way that you can save your game, so keep an eye out for it. Actually, hang on a minute. Is there anything cool I can check out while I'm out here on the balcony? There's a moon. Nothing interesting to say about the moon. Luigi! Now that's what I call interior decorating. We're not indoors anymore. Oh, hello. Well, that's an interesting bit of foreshadowing. Yeah, that's gonna be important here in a couple of minutes. But for now, I will go ahead and show you this funny little thing that you can do. Just checking to see whether or not I could do anything with those dresses. Alright, so yeah, examine a mirror, any mirror, with the Game Boy Horror in first person, and you will warp back to the central foyer. Foyer, whatever. Alright, here we go again. What? Oh yeah, we have a phone call. It's from the door. Hold up a second, Luigi. It's me, Professor Egad. I detect spirits stronger than what we've seen yet lurking ahead. I think it must be some of those escaped gallery ghosts. You should know that they're really different from the other ghosts you've seen so far. They don't show their hearts very easily. Nope, not at all. When you find one, you should first use the X button to search its heart for clues. Sometimes you can learn the best way to surprise them. Well, Luigi, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. So yeah, you can think of the portrait ghosts as the bosses of the game. Each of them offers a unique little challenge, and a few of them will offer much more involved, like, actual boss fight encounters. Let's see, do I want to bother with first person right now? Yeah, sure, why not? Oops. Not that there's a lot to see. It's literally just a hallway with, like, shadow mice. Yeah, there's something funny going on with these doors. Have you noticed it yet?
Yeah.
Ugh! Books flying at me. Are there any more? Hello? Well, there's definitely something there, but you guys can't see it, because he's like a boo. He only shows up whenever we turn away. A book of riddles. Oh, hang on a minute, what's this? Alright, I'll spoil the surprise and go ahead and show you this. Mysteries appear wherever people turn, but turning away from them solves nothing. Instead of turning away, turn to the side and look at the mystery from a different view. A way will surely open. Neville's Big Baby Care Diary. Okay, what's this about? My third son is still a baby. Oddly enough, he seems to scare people in ways the other two never did. Twins now. They're afraid of fire, water, cold, and wind. Why, they shake with fright when beset by the elements. Sometimes I think they're more childlike than the baby. I'm playing it safe just in case there's any more books that want to fly at me. Darkness is their cheese. Yeah, I'll read about that. Ghost mice are drawn to darkness as real mice are drawn to cheese. In the dark, they shine gold with contentment. I must try to get close to one before the lights come back on. Signed, Mr. Parmesan. The Book of Pericles? Elemental ghosts, they live in the elements, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Egad's Guide to Ghosts. He kind of told us everything, didn't he? Dear readers, we've all had trouble with ghosts who aren't easily surprised, right? They have all sorts of ways to protect themselves from light. What would you do, bright folks, when in a fix with one of those stubborn ghouls? Well, sir, I'd first look for an opening. Way to catch them off guard and unsettle them. When a ghost is surprised and shows you it's hot, that's your chance to catch the little bugger. I tell you, I've caught dozens of ghosts like this. And one more book. Lydia's Child Care Diary. Alright. The twins are very shy for ghosts their age. They've even gone and hid the key to their room far away in the mansion. How very trying. They got mad at me the other day for twirling their little toy helicopter mobile. The ghost children today. Who knows what they're thinking? Man, that's like clues for a boss encounter, like, more than halfway through the game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi there. Well, I got a big-ass ruby for that. Honestly, I had completely forgotten that that was there. So that did actually catch me off guard. Ah, give me the money! Yeah, what I was prepared to look for was cheese. And there it is. Alright, let me get into a better position. Yeah, here's another cool little secret that you can hunt for, is the little cheese blocks. And then you'd better be quick. There we go, and if you're quick enough, you get another big honking gem roll. Awesome. And that's like all the secrets I know about for this first part, so let's go ahead and figure out what's up with Neville here. I sure can't read that from here. You don't say. Wait, what? Ah, there's nothing in there. You're crazy, Mr. Luigi. Oh, hey, look at that. It's a picture of the bulldog. And horses. I don't know what's up with the horses, but there's Neville again. Who's this on the wall? It's really just a photograph. Oh, mystery solved. How would we ever have done it without you, Luigi? Oh ho ho! Try and... Go ahead, try to find me. I can see you, but you cannot see me. Ho 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 ho! Alright, let's figure this out. You might have heard kind of a funny sound that this guy makes every now and again, so I'm gonna point this right in his face and wait for that to happen again. Or maybe he only does it when I turn away? There we go. Ah, you can barely see him from this angle. Got him! And it's hard to tell, but there are poison mushrooms flying around. That's what that funny little bouncing sound was. And also, pearls dropped everywhere. That's the other thing. Pearls. That's like your main, like, scoring system for how quickly and effectively you deal with the portrait ghosts. I'll get to that in a second. In fact, you know what? I'll recap these, like, at a later date. Where I'll just, like, take a moment to read all of them. But yeah, from that, I got one big old pearl. That's pretty good. If you can catch a ghost, like, in one stroke, take off, like, 90 points of their health in one go, then you'll get a big pearl, and it's worth a whole lot of cash. Furthermore, at the very end of the game, you will get alternate, versions of the portrait ghosts in their portraits. Or rather, every time you use the portrait machine. So you put them back in, and they'll be in a different pose with a different border, depending on how well you did when you fought them. Also, you might notice that this door rumbles. This door does not. That's your one and only clue that that's a big old fakey fake door. Mess with them and you will lose money. I gotta say, my dependence on the Game Boy Horror for, like, looking at things in the dark means that I'm probably gonna be using the first-person perspective, like, way less than I thought I would. Oop. Hello there. Pretty sure there's a way to get this thing to spin. Yeah, there it goes, there it goes. And nothing's happened. Oh, never mind! Oh, jackpot. Wow, I don't think I ever had the patience to spin it that long before.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Any other cool details on the wall here? Plants. Why would you have a photo or a painting of a potted plant in a place where you could just as easily have a potted plant? Isn't my hair just gorgeous? Of course I do spend a lot of time on it. I was so bored cooped up in that painting. Now I spend all my time in front of the mirror. It seems to scare people, though. So, everything is coming up roses. Oh. And, be careful not to point your Game Boy Horror the wrong way, or else you will end up back in the foyer, because that's a mirror right there. Alright, cool. You've got plans for the movie tonight? Very good. Everything's coming up hunky-dory. Huh. Well, that didn't quite work. There we go. Gotta wait for the actual heart to appear. A telltale heart. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Poison! Oh! So, when you touch a poison mushroom, you will take damage and shrink, which prevents you from using the poltergust. So, that may have prevented me from getting the best portrait out of Lydia here. Oh, yeah. I came up just shy of doing it, like, perfectly. Oh well, so it goes.
Maria.
Onward to the... not the master bedroom, that's where we are leaving. Oh, you know what? I should check the ground, because what if there's, like, cheese on the ground? I do not know where all the cheese is in this game, so that's something I'm gonna have to try to remember to look for. You know, an extra little... Oh, that was kind of spooky. You seen a Let's Play of this game up until the first boss? Well, guess what we're about to do. Everything after that will be brand new for you? Good! I hope to get to the second boss, personally. But we'll see how well that goes. I've been live for about an hour. Oops. No, actually. I kind of wanted to, you know, muck around with the room a little bit first. But I guess this is, the bed that we've made, so we gotta stick with it. Oh, there's cool stuff in here. There's, like, portraits of the sibling ghosts. This kid is out to get me. But you know what? He's pretty darn slow, so I think I can sneak in a couple of peeks with the Game Boy Horror while he's distracted. Yeah, check that. I got money. Oops. Oh, that might be my last chance. Why do you have to be bigger than me? I've had enough. What does this look like? Oh, wait. That's right, this is a cutscene. There is no, like, perspective. Honestly, this is one of the trippiest boss fights in the game. Kind of wacky that they opened with it. Yeah, now we're in just some kind of parallel dimension of the baby's crib. I guarantee you that none of the others are... Well, actually, no, I take that back. One of them is. Oh, hey, what do you know? The Game Boy Horror still works. It's not very helpful, though. And yeah, first person is not an option right now. The Game Boy Horror is not responsive all that much. Now I don't need to be messing with this, but what if there's a cool Easter egg hidden somewhere? Oh, that ball just disintegrated. You hate babies in boss fights? You blame that on Parasite Eve. I've never played that. It was horrifying? Oh no. Oh! Alright, so... boss fight ghosts. They work a little bit differently than the regular portrait ghosts. Your high score is based on how much damage you take. Oops. So, you know, be careful. And take your time. You don't have to speedrun this. I took one little point of damage. I'm hoping that it works on the same, like, 50-90 rule that the regular ghosts work on. So, like, as long as I don't drop below 90 health, I'll be fine. Alright, thankfully that does not do damage. Although it did knock some coins out of me, for some reason. Well, I got bad news for you guys. The boss fight doesn't really evolve much from here. At least, not that I can remember. So, we're gonna be here a little bit. I did... Wait, what? I was at 95... I'm at 95 now, but I was at 98. Oh! Okay, so I should be careful not to let that, affect me too much. Huh. I guess that's something that I can't really avoid, huh? Yeah, 2 points of damage at a time, I can kind of deal with that, I suppose. But yeah, honestly, you don't get anything, like, special for getting all the high-rank, ghost portraits. So... Oh, got me. Yeah, we'll just use this as, like, a testing ground to see exactly what the threshold is for getting a perfect portrait on a boss ghost. Because I'm pretty sure it's impossible to do this without taking damage. Ugh, man, that's hard. Okay, well that's something I can do. I don't know if there's any benefit to that, but sure. What's the tactic here? Just stay in the middle? Yeah, that works. Yeah, he is definitely getting a little bit tougher. Yes, there we go. Who's the big baby now? Ugh, I do not like that fanfare. Alright, now to the thing that I was trying to do before. Oh wait, those are the exact same portrait. Now that's just not my style. Entire theme is babies. Yeah, so much for that. I thought I was gonna get a cool little tidbit, or at the very least, like, slightly different portraits for the twins, but eh. They are twins after all. Now that's a fanfare. Alright, old man, what do you got for me? Luigi, can you hear me? Oh, thank goodness you're okay. I lost contact with you all of a sudden. I was a tad worried. You seem to be a bit tuckered out after that long battle, don't you? Why don't you come on back to the lab? When you back in the boss ghost, your Poltergust 3000 gets pretty much full to bursting. What? I guess you showed that boss ghost who's boss. Alright, here we go. Good job, Luigi! You made it back in one piece! Take a gander at this. This fine piece of work took nearly 20 years to develop. I call it the Ghost Portrificationizer. This machine lets you turn the ghosts you catch back into paintings. Not only that, it works in reverse, too! How do we use it, you ask? Well, it's simple. Just plug that Poltergust 3000 into the slot and enjoy the ride, my boy! Ew. This game's sound designer seemed to have a bit of a fixation on reversed sounds. Ghosts are invisible, so we need to Press them into visible forms. And presto! Turn them into beautiful ghost portraits. Oh yeah, that was a silver. Chauncey the baby is not happy about that. I got a silver on Lydia too. Oh well. Well, we managed to turn those ghosts back into paintings. Thanks for your help, Luigi. So yeah, it's not what you expected. What, the portrification process? Oh shoot, I accidentally chose not to save. Yeah, the A and B buttons are backwards on this controller. So yeah, now we can go back to the gallery and check him out. There's Neville. And it's one angry baby. Hello, Jackrabbit. Glad you could make it. Yeah, the general idea behind these portraits is to, like, the better you do, the more, like, content the subject is when turned into a painting. So, if I had gotten a gold on that and not lost much health, he would be just, you know, playing around with his little rattler. Happy little baby, but no, I did worse than that. Now he's an angry baby. Pretty scary. And if you go for bronze, oh boy, they can get downright terrifying. I seem to remember the bulldog in particular being pretty darn spooky. Can you rematch them to get a better score? Nope, you only get one chance. So yeah, here's who we just caught, Neville. He spends all his afterlife reading all the books he missed while living. Wait, do I actually have to check them out one at a time? Oh, this is a weird interface. Lydia, she stashed away her secret savings away to prepare for her long afterlife. And, of course, Chauncey, the one-year-old ghost. Try not to think about that too much. He cries loudly and never sleeps through the night, but since he was born a ghost, this seems natural. Oh, that's even worse! Oh, no. Hey, let's get the hell out of here. I don't want to talk about dead babies anymore. Alright, back to the mansion. Yeah, kind of, I mean, they certainly don't spell it out in any way, but yeah, that's, pretty horrifying implication there. Hello, Toad. I actually need to talk to you because I missed my chance to save. Alright. Here we go. You assume the ghost parents had a ghost baby? Oh. Yeah, that's not what I had in mind. But you know what, that's probably how a kid would interpret it, so it's fine. Maybe that's how it got past the censors. Alright, back to first-person shenanigans. It's gonna get pretty spooky. Especially since you guys, like, can't see any of the ghosts without vacuuming up. And there's bats everywhere. There's supposed to be, like, a big creep that hangs out on the ceiling, too. If he was born a ghost and is 1 year old, then he can't have been born dead. I don't know. That just feels like an incongruity in the description. Ah, that's locked. You guys can see for miles down this way. Huh. Oh, there he is! Okay, yeah, that's like impossible to see if you're looking through the first-person perspective. So, I'll show you guys what it actually is. It looks like. Yeah, these guys just cause all kinds of problems. They have no health. They can be sucked up instantly, but they keep respawning. They're horrible. first person, it looks like a genuine horror game. Up until the ghosts show up. Yeah, they're a little bit goofy still. I need to figure out where I'm going. Let's see, that door's open. Wait, no it isn't. I can't tell because of Luigi's silly nose. That door is open. And the way to the basement is open. I'll check out the basement first. What could possibly go wrong? And this guy doesn't even do anything. He just pops up behind you and is like, blah, 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 look at me! Oh yeah, this does get kind of spooky when you go into these environments in first person. Oh, there's mice on the ground, which means there might be cheese. Can you help me keep an eye out for the cheese? I don't think it shows up in this perspective. Ah! Well, I got a sapphire. I don't know if you guys can tell. That was cool, at least. It sucks that none of the, like, goodies render in first person. Oh, it's the breaker room, but I can't really do anything with the breaker, unfortunately. All I can do is try to suck up these barrels and see if anything interesting pops out. Nope. Alright, well, let's look around with the Game Boy Horror. See if we can... Oh, there's a mirror there! Huh. I don't think that renders properly in first person, but oh well. Let's see. Nope. No cheese here. Oh, what's this? The right meat? I think I know what that is. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, that first note tells me everything I need to know. Pretty sure this one's gonna be locked. Yep. Okay, now is when the music decides to come back. It's kind of weird that the music doesn't play at all, like the mansion theme. Just goes completely silent when you're in the basement. It's pretty spooky. Alright, there seems to be only one other place I can go, so let's go ahead and check that out. Ignore the spookies trying to scare me. They are of no consequence. Hard to tell, but I did get coins out of that. One of these is unlocked. That one most certainly is not unlocked. In fact, that's the barrier to the next, like, that's like the next boss key door. So, never mind that. Ugh. I don't like that sound. Ugh. These guys I especially don't like because they grab onto you from behind. Yeah, the legendary director's cut horns. Oh, looks like you've run into a bit of trouble there. Maybe you need more training. There's some ghosts who'll try to grab and hold you. When that happens, you can try moving your control stick back and forth. It's the age-old story for survival, my boy. My boy. Don't lose heart, Luigi. This stream needs an epilepsy warning with how much the screen shakes. Yeah, I was afraid that something like that would be the case. Well, if I ever make a video about it, I will include an epilepsy warning. Fun noises. Yeah, I do not... They did not quite get the physics perfected in this early Luigi's Mansion adventure. Let's see, can I get... Oh, wait. I'm gonna try to open that little, like, cabinet on the wall. Stop that. I want the cabinet. Okay, never mind then. But yeah, again, this game was not intended to be played in first person, so... I mean, Luigi does get dragged all over the damn place when he's got a, you know, big ghost, so... They would have to put in some kind of special camera technology to reduce the screen shake. I keep hearing a piano, but we cannot interact with the piano just yet. Oh, well, isn't this a jolly little atmosphere? Whoa! You can see these guys pretty well. It's the ballroom! And these guys are just having a ball, let me tell you. Well, you guys do that. I'm gonna look around for cheese and other stuff. Oh, it's you again. Still don't know who that's supposed to be. Well, there are chairs here, but I can't seem to interact with them. They may be just painted on, for all I know. Whoa, 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 watch it. They got me. Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing in particular to do with these, with the environment here. Actually, can I just leave? Nope. Sudden close-up of that guy is hilarious to you. Oh, he looks like a Simpsons character. Alright, trick with these guys is that you've got to, snag their masks. Ah, they dragged me right into their other dancing buddies. I'm pretty sure if you manage to get one of them, but not the other, the solo Shy Guy Man will become hostile. So, gotta be careful about that. Whoa, watch it. Man, I used to be really good at this. I'd be able to snag the two of them, like, without a hitch. You used to be better at games when you were younger? I mean, I've generally gotten better at just about any game I put my, you know, efforts towards. Particularly, like, Mickey Mania, which you saw me play the other day. Onto the carousel of joy, everyone. Ah! Oh wow, you guys can't even see the particle effects. These guys are completely invisible. Whoa! You guys are getting a little bit up close and personal, aren't you? I don't think this gent can even see us! Does the other guy have something to say? Exquisite! What, you're looking at the chandelier, Luigi? Hold still. So, you can see me! Well, that may be, but you will never find my weakness. But yeah, I neglected to check the chandeliers, so maybe there's something interesting in them? Ah! He sounds a little bit like Pee-wee. Kinda looks like him, too. Got him! Got him! Got him! That's 100% run.
Mario, oh yeah.
Maybe you lost your skill as you played more games instead of fewer games for longer. Hang on a minute. For some reason, that sentence is not processing right in my head. Maybe I lost my skill as I played more games instead of fewer games for longer. Oh, I see. So you didn't have the time to invest in each of those games. Therefore, you end up not being as good at the ones that you do play. I see what you mean. But no, honestly, though, Luigi's Mansion is kind of a tricky game to, like, you know, perfect and get the full hang of. Ugh! I thought there was gonna be nothing in this room. Well then. Oh yeah, that screen shake is a little bit intense now that I'm looking at it. And that's why this will never be a VR game. You know what? I'm just gonna let you do your thing, Pinky, so I can catch, I thought you were gonna disappear! Boy, I wish I had the Luigi's Mansion 3 ability of being able to slam ghosts into each other. Alright, we're good. Although I might have missed, like, a blue ghost, because I, like, turned the lights on too soon. But man, those guys were, like, really after me. What in the world could I be expected to do? Just checking to see if there's any cheese. So, can you guys see this? Yeah, you guys can see this. It's even in the mirror if I turn around. It specifically says, don't push. You used to play Kingdom Hearts daily. You'd always start your day by beating Sephiroth on the hardest difficulty. Oh my goodness. And is there any game that I have that level of mastery with? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Oh, what in the world is this? What does this say? That sign can't stop me because I can't read. So we're gonna have a cutscene playing pretty soon here. But until then, I will keep the game in the normal camera angle perspective. I wonder what this could be. Keep pressing the wrong button. Before I continue, is this, like, something I'm required to do? Like, there's no way to sequence break around this? Just checking. Alright, let's do it. Touch. Who's there? Who dares disturb our sleep? Oh, it's Luigi! Look, guys, Luigi's finally here. We're gonna do what we did to your brother, only worse! Stand on his back. It's against 3,000! Everybody scram! Well, that just sort of happened to me. I didn't even really participate in any of that. Luigi, are you okay? That was them! Those were the ones who released all the ghosts from the paintings in my gallery, those fiends! I wonder where King Boo and his gang had gone. So, they were hiding in the mansion all along. Thanks for flushing them out, Luigi. I'm tickled you found them, but, perhaps it would be better if you hadn't, well, let every single one escape. Just a thought. Ah, well, put her under the bridge. Anyway, you should probably come back to the lab for a sec. What I'm wondering is how in the world the next doorway opens up. Brother must have been taken by that gang of boos. Poor fella. Oh, now don't talk crazy. They're not gonna eat the man. But what became of him, Odd that he hasn't come back. Common theory holds that boos grow in strength when they travel in numbers. They must somehow combine their powers too. Their power likely overwhelmed your brother. If your aim is to save Mario, there is but one way to do it. Capture each Boo and slowly weaken the group's power. But Boos, as their name implies, like to hide and then jump out to scare people. You've got your work cut out finding them. Don't get all down in the mouth, me boy. That Game Boy Horror I gave you has a secret function. I knew it'd come in handy one day, so I developed it secretly. I call it the Boo Radar. The Boo Radar will flash red when you found something round like a boo. Use it to search everywhere, Luigi. So tuckering yourself out, try to get them one at a time. Use the thing and the C-stick. Alright, let's do it. Is this the exact same cutscene every single time? I mean, I guess I could skip it, but... Yeah, alright, fine. Well, no boos here. I guess we might as well begin our boo hunt. This is going to be decidedly less exploratory and environmental. So, hey. That looks pretty round. It was a bomb. Yeah, there's lots of, like, lots of, fake secrets. You know, a lot of, like, decoys. That's the word. Decoys. You've already caught your first boo. I've been researching those guys. They don't seem to like the light much, that's for sure. They do their best to hide under furniture when they're stuck in a lit room. So then I reckon that means that turning on all the lights in the mansion is the fastest way to find all the boos. Wouldn't you say, youngster? So yeah, I actually do not remember if it's actually required to catch all 50 boos, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's a nice incentive to return to, you know, rooms you've already cleared out. And yeah, every single one of these boos has a funny little name. Anybody goes by pretty quick, as long as they're, they don't have too much health, which some of them do. Oh, there you were. Ah, want to play Game Boy Advance? No. Also, I could swear that there's some kind of, like, auto-target functionality happening right now. I swear it's usually, like, way harder to catch boos. Oh, look, we get a souvenir. Are they like Ape Escape monkeys? Hey, you know what? I hadn't even thought to compare those two games, but yeah, it is a little bit like Ape Escape in that each of them has a funny name. But I don't think that there's a description assigned to any of them. Then again, I've never tried, like, examining one with the Game Boy Horror.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be real quick, though. Hey, hold still. What? Okay, that's as good as I'm gonna get it. So yeah, if one of them escapes, then you'll have to chase into the next room. Why didn't they call it a Game Boo instead? Well, actually, there is another Boo called Game Boo. We just haven't found him yet. So yeah, there's your answer. I guess this is still slightly Apescape-ish because all the portrait ghosts have a little bio, but the boos do not. Yeah, the boos are just boos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, got me.
Oh yeah.
Where could he be hiding?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you are. Yummy boolicious. It's a shame that was a really nice touch in Ape Escape. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun if we got to like view all the boos in the gallery. Go to the washroom. Now, why would I do that? Actually, hang on a minute. was trying to zoom in, but it wasn't working for some reason. Yeah, look at that. The washroom is now open, adjacent to the bathroom where I started. So yeah, that door just gets unlocked for no particular reason.
Oh yeah.
And you may be turbo, but you're not that fast. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't even really have unique characteristics at all. It's just that over time, they'll have more and more health, up to like 300, last I checked. That's how tough the strongest boos are. But aside from that, they don't really have all that much going on for them. I've already caught 6 boos. Where's Majin Buu? Ha! Actually, before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and check this balcony to make sure there's nothing here. Because that would just be the worst thing ever. If I, like, overlooked this one little area, and that's where the last one was hiding. But that is not the case, so on we go. Our objective here is to check out all of the first floor and make our way to the graveyard. You know, it's kind of convenient that I don't even have to do the picture-in-picture thing when I'm showing you guys the regular gameplay. That way you can see what it would look like in first person without me having to really fool around with it. Give me that. Give me that heart. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you. That's the best thing to do with these fellows. Oh, by the way. Hang on a minute. Get back here. Ah, the beautiful Melody will not even give me the time of day. What must I do to win her? Passion, yes. That's it. I will show her I burn for her. My unbridled passion will scorch her soul. So that's a vague hint that you need to do something with fire to catch that one. Kind of bold for them to make a game based on a Mario character with absolutely no jumping. Have we? Well, you know what? We did kind of have that. Not before Luigi's Mansion, but certainly after Luigi's Mansion. With Captain Toad. I think I have to talk to Toad to light up the room, but I'm gonna hold off on that, because what if there's a secret, like, spooky blue ghost in here somewhere? Well, money, that's always fun. These physics just do not work sometimes, I swear. Nope. Alright then, how you doing, buddy? Goodbye. What in the... Okay, new objective. Be rude to every single Toad that I meet. They just never expect Luigi to say such things to them. Such horrible, depraved things. Mario gets the main platforms, Luigi and Toad get the puzzle games, Wario gets puzzle platformers, and Waluigi gets the boot. Yeah, Wario used to get the puzzle platformers. Nowadays, he's got the... He's the master of micro games. Which suits him well enough, but the issue is that we don't really have anything to take the place of Wario Land. You know, it was really one of a kind. I guess maybe it could be argued that a Metroidvania series could take the place of Wario Land. I mean, for crying out loud, it still boggles my mind that Metroid Zero Mission and... What the fuck? Why is this so scary? Okay, clearly something has gone wrong with the emulator here. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about it from here. Okay, that's better. I just minimized it and brought it back up. There was nothing important about that particular door. That the game just decided to freak out on me for some reason. Let me see here. I can proceed into the next room if I so choose. Or... I'm pretty sure there's a piece of cheese somewhere in this room. Yeah, there it is. Here we go. Yeah, got ya! Wait a minute. The screen is frozen? Oh, shoot. How did that happen? Okay, that was weird. Thank you for telling me that. It took me a while to notice. Alright, and of course the elephant in the room. I turned away from it. Why did she still appear? And Luigi, you just have nothing interesting to say about half of any of this. Give us such a beautiful glow and light shines on them. Destiny chooses our paths. So yeah, this is a rather unique ghost in that she is actually an NPC that you can talk to. What do you seek of me? Who are you? I am Madame Clairvoyant, seer of dropped items. Possessions of other people awaken vibrations in my spirit. If you find someone's dropped items, you should bring them to me. I will show you the extent of my vision. What happens if I ask for my future? I feel no spiritual vibrations right now. So yeah, it is completely impossible to capture this particular ghost, at least for the time being. But that's fine, she is a very helpful NPC to us. See, this is another thing that people were, like, really pleased with Luigi's Mansion 3. The fact that one of the ghosts was actually, like, friendly and helped you. But this game did it first. By the way, for the time being, I'm content with just leaving the first-person camera off. We will worry about that another time. Oh boy. I do not know what causes Luigi to lose health in the middle of a ghost capture. Ugh. Oh, you were trying to think of an indie game that's trying to fill Wario Land's shoes. Yeah, Pizza Tower. Peppino's Pizza Tower. It looks pretty darn good for an indie game. It's got a real fast and loose animation style. And all the, like, qualities of good level design that you would expect from a Nintendo game. Yeah, I've seen Vinny play it before. I got a fire coin. And that necessitates some explanation. I suppose it needs to, because what we just unlocked is something that uses an entirely different button on the controller. It is fire element metal. Now I can use fire elements. Love it when indie games pick up where Nintendo left off. Tell me about it. We got Stardew Valley for Harvest Moon. We got Bloodstained for Castlevania. Bug Fables for Paper Mario. Yeah, not just Nintendo. Sony, Konami, all kinds of companies drop the ball when it comes to keeping their best franchises alive and well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll worry about that guy later. Now I need to find that goddamn Boo. Where is he? Well, he didn't hide in the exact same place twice. Or did he? Kung Boo! Oh, you cheater. Wait, he came back, he came back. Oh, big mistake.
Mario.
Alright, now we can go play around with fire. So yeah, the poltergust can suck, but it can also blow. Various elements. I don't think this came back in any of the other Luigi's Mansion games, but I could be wrong. But yeah, with this, we can light some candles in here. Don't know what that's gonna do, but try it out anyway. Oh, there we go. And now we can go and try and capture that butler. Dark Moon also had blowaway? Ah, thank you for telling me. I never played Dark Moon. I might check it out one of these days. But I heard enough bad things about it at the time that I never got around to buying it. Ah! Where did that come from? I seriously have no idea what I did to cause that mouse to appear. Is there cheese on the ground? There's nothing. That's weird. I may be a quote-unquote fan of Luigi's Mansion, but the fact of the matter is that this is the only game that I have any experience with. I really want to try Luigi's Mansion 3, but I haven't really been in the mood to buy it. So, someday I'll get around to trying it. Maybe next Halloween. For now, I'm just really content to replay this first game over and over again, because it is just that good. And get these mice off the ground so they stop bugging me. Alright. Ah, fire! Fire! Run away! Run away! Oh, hang on a minute. Can I not capture him? Nope. This is so weird. I'm the one that scared him, and yet he's the one that started a chase sequence with me. Well, fine then. Here we go. Oh yeah, by the way, I may as well go ahead and show this off. I don't know how long you've been here, but I do have this first-person camera thing enabled. Hang on, can I even... Yeah, let's go ahead and hide in here. I think it's really, really cool and adds to the atmosphere quite a bit, but it is quite difficult to actually play around with. Please tell me you have something funny to say. Oh, wait a minute! I just got him. Passionate flames of unbridled burning. I got too eager, looking for secrets, and now I've missed my chance to catch him. All right, so how do I do that? This is actually a beta feature left over in the actual game of Luigi's Mansion. What the? Oh, it's the candle, of course. Alright, let me just stand over here while I explain this. So, if you turn on a certain cheat, then the first-person camera can be turned back on. I'm trying to see if I can, like, look at it real quick. Let's see. Yeah, it's an action replay code. And if you are curious about it and want to try it yourself, I will go ahead and paste it into the chat. It's a two-part code, so there's the first bit, and there's the second bit. So put those in if you have an action replay or if you're playing this on Dolphin, and you can turn it back on. And the way I got it onto my live stream layout, frankly, I just cropped the very tiny window. And now we can see the game in first person. It's a very bootlegged way of doing it. You have the game on 3DS. I'm willing to bet that they patched it out when they made the 3DS port of this game. So, I'm afraid you're out of luck there. But hey, if you manage to track down a copy, you might be able to give it a try on a Dolphin emulator. While it is cool, it's not practical in the slightest, so I can't recommend trying to play the entire game like this. And I thought for sure I was going to be able to find a, like a blue ghost or something in here. Oh well, I'll just go track down the butler again. Or I guess I could go ahead and... Also, as you can see, this is not perfect. A lot of things do not render properly in the first-person perspective. So there's lots of particle effects that aren't showing up. Money, coins, bills, all that. None of that shows up. Oh! I found Mario's hat! And it's been laundered recently! You guys go away for now. I'm looking for blue ghosts. Somehow I made that work. Let's see, anything else I can mess around with here? There's no cheese. Yeah, that's what makes this risky to do, is that, you know, in order to find the money ghosts, you gotta do all your exploring while it's still dark. So yeah, I realized that this is far from the ideal viewing experience, and that's why I've been toggling between normal view and first-person view. Also, time to catch another boo. Go. Oh yeah, now that I have access to fire, I can get rid of those stupid fake doors. That's a nice little bonus. Where is that boo hiding? That wasn't it? Come on, he's like right here. There you are. Alright, very nice. Oh, incidentally, for today, I'm going to be trying to play this all the way to the second boss fight. If anyone wants to know how long I'll be going. I'm not actually sure how long that's going to take, but I think this particular stretch of the game only covers the first floor here. So it shouldn't take too terribly long. Can I just incinerate the mice? Yes, I can. What? Alright, now, if these things will stop bothering me, now we hide and wait. Then we can catch the butler. You know, after we set fire to some stuff. Despite the ability to turn your vacuum cleaner into a flamethrower, you cannot, unfortunately, burn down the entire mansion. Yeah, casual arson. Nothing to be afraid of. Alright, you. As funny as I think that little hopping animation is, I gotta pull this off. My honor's at stake. Yeah! Yeah, there we go. Making up for all those silvers that I got in the first part.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, right, and I also got Mario's hat, so I gotta take that to the fortune teller and see what she has to say. Congratulations, you get to keep your gamer license. Here's a nifty little Easter egg that you might not think to look for. Unless you, like, check the Game Boy Horror and notice, oh, hey, that's kind of funny. This room right here has absolutely no doors connecting it to anything. It's not the only room like that, by the way. There's a couple of other fun instances where you have to think outside the box if you want to find all the secrets. It could have been... Could have been anything in that chest. But it looks like that was genuinely nothing. By the way, I entered a mouse hole to get in here, but is there actually any cheese in this room? I gotta keep reminding myself to check for those. Because you never know. Nope. Anything interesting about the portraits? Because, yeah, if you examine some of the portraits in this game, you'll see that they actually correspond to certain ghosts. And... oh, that's a mirror. Alright, well, there's my way out. Oh! That one is a bit more of a challenging ghost. In order to get through this one, you have to melt its heart. There we go. Go away! I'm trying to find more valuable ghosts than you. And of course, if I wanted to be cruel, I could just, like, melt him completely.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's an alternate way to kill some of these ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Another one? Oh, I was trying to get both of them. Okay, somehow that worked. So is there not a blue ghost in this room?
Mario.
Do you mind? I'm busy here. Nope, it was just another ghost. Of course. Why did I expect anything less? Oh, come on, I had him. I am just making some real bad plays here. I'm gonna have to go back to Chauncey's room just to heal. Come on, the radar was blinking red. Where's that boo? Nope, that's not him. Just realized how valuable money seems to be in these Mario Universe games. Really? Because if anything, money is like inflation is all over the place in these Mario games. Have you seen how much money Mario collects in an average game? Gumboo! Gumboo! I'll tell you one thing you absolutely do not want to have happen, and that's to have a boo escape into this room. It is so annoying to get back in here. Oi! There's where all the money was hiding. Maybe not valuable, but more like ubiquitous. Yeah, with the amount of gold we've been finding, we could just, like, build a house out of gold. Yeah, I think I'll go back to the center. Because that was a lot of health that I lost on that. I'm pretty sure at any time in the game you can come back to Chauncey's room, and there'll be... Oh, how long have the lights been on? I didn't even notice that before.
Mario.
Open up the heart cabinet, and you'll find a heart. There we go. And that's worth 50 big ones. Let's see, is there anything else noteworthy that I should look for on my way back to where I need to go? Yeah, probably not. I could try burning all of these. I wonder if they'll stay gone. It sure would be nice if they did. Oh, if only we could be so lucky. You know what? If that guy tries to spook me again, I'm gonna light him on fire. Yeah, that's what I thought. Try and mess with me again. Alright, piano time. I don't know. Maybe I'll just, like, keep the first-person camera off. I'll just keep it in the corner as a little curiosity. Because as we get into these more silly rooms, the spooky first-person atmosphere is kind of going to get lost along the way. Actually, Luigi, you got anything to say about the instruments? Ah, what's this? That's never shown up before. Does that indicate something that Luigi can interact with? Oh, wait. Why is it? Huh. Weird. Why does that, like, user interface element show up only there? Yeah, none of the other instruments show that little, what's this question mark? Weird. Oh, before I forget, let's go ahead and look for cheese. Whoa, what is that? Hold on a minute. That's a horrifying trumpet player. I don't like him. Looks like the text is written in blood, too. Hyper-realistic blood. These other guys do not seem particularly important. I honestly would have expected them to include a piece of cheese inside the piano. Just as, like, an homage to, like, that Tom and Jerry cartoon. This ragamuffin looks as if he couldn't play a note. I'll show you, lady. I got plenty of rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
Even though this makes absolutely no sense. Why do the instruments play themselves when Luigi touches them? Who knows? Having fun there? My name is Melody. People call me the spectral beauty of the Ivory Keys. What a stirring performance. I haven't been so charmed by a piece for ages. You must have a delicate ear for music. Would you like to listen to my piano sonata? Here I go. Yeah, it's hard to maintain the spooky atmosphere when some of these ghosts are so dang chatty. By the way, what image do you think the piece's composer had in mind while writing it? Water, sky, I don't know.
Yes.
Exactly right, you got it! Very impressive. I guess I needn't hold back with you. Would you care to do battle with my lovely music sheets? Whoa. No, you don't. Oh, the piano music stops. I mean, of course it did. I took away the pianist. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't let me run into the instruments. Yeah, there we go. The piano music stops. Ah, yeah, it feels good to get those big old pearls. Oh, I can keep playing the instruments while hunting for booze. What fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't work on the piano, though. Alright, where are you? Get out here, you stupid boo. Oh. Of course, he was in the... Wait. Wait, but he's right there, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
There you are. Boomio, huh? I know there's a boo in this game named Tambourine. Why isn't he in this room? Well, now that we have, you know, now that we have the boo radar and all that, we can just hunt for boos as we clear out the rooms. There's absolutely no need to backtrack as long as you stay on top of these boos. Right, where to next? Oh, and none of them want to mess with me now that I have a flamethrower. What? YouTube just recommended to you a Samus cosplayer reacting to Metroid Dread. That's cool. Doubly cool that it's, like, fully armored Samus and not just another, you know, Zero Suit cosplayer. But that's 3 minutes long. I'm not gonna click on that. Hope you don't mind. Oh, not this again. Does that just happen whenever I, like, tab out for any reason? Well, at least now I know what to do about it. Before I even so much as look at you, Mr. Tubby, I'm gonna give this room a thorough cleaning. Almost missed that one. Yes. In that case, no more links from you. Oh, really? What, are all of your suggested videos more than 3 minutes long? I mean, I might come back to it at the end of the stream, although I have a feeling you're just being facetious. Let's see, I know that there's something in here that's gonna try to fly out to kill me. But where is it? Just one moment. Go ahead and ban that guy. Alright, see ya. Golly, that eating sound. Like, these bots are so predictable. Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while, but they just... They use the same tricks every single time. Bot bonk. That would be a good idea for an emote. Just, like, have a hammer with a... I do have something specific in mind, but the problem is that it's a bot doing the bonking. Let me see if I can find what I'm talking about here. Whoa! Where's my window? Okay, there was a really big delay before I was able to click on the window that I pulled up, so that was weird. Unfortunately, I only have an edited version of this image, but you guys know this meme. You've seen it before. I would make it something like this, but I would have the bot be, like, the one getting bonked with no fun. Hey, that's a good one. Mr. Destructo and, like, a little ray gun. Oh, right, because you can't have, like, an actual pistol as an emoji. No one can see me in this darkness. No one, no one, no one, no one! Why is that the thing that you're concerned with? Aha! Wait. Huh. Why is this not working?
Mario! Oh yeah. Mario! Oh yeah.
Hmm. Get out here, you. Aha! Ooh, you're quick, but I'm quicker. Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's any room where cheese is going to appear, it's gonna be this one. Alright, now I can deal with this guy. I think? Okay, that makes his food visible. And then we can suck up the waiter ghosts and keep him from causing trouble. I know there's another one. Where is he? Aha! Actually, does the big guy have a new line now that I've taken out the darkness problem? Okay, never mind. The real cheese is the friends we made along the way. Okay, somehow I'm sucking up the ghost food. He's not quite vulnerable yet. We gotta dodge his incoming fireballs. He's a big fan of spicy food, you see. Ain't done yet? Come on, dude, how much indigestion do you have, huh? Ugh. He's getting faster. There we go. You're mine, Tubby. Nobody calls me Tubby! Come on, don't touch the mushroom. Oh! He actually broke out of me. That didn't even have anything to do with the mushroom. So yeah, that's gonna be a silver. Well, I tried my best. Isn't he spitting out calories? Ugh. Is that even possible? Just concentrated... concentrated dietic energy. I don't even know if dietic's a word. It probably is, but it doesn't mean what I think it means. It's called puking. Oh, right. Now to hunt for the boo. I know you're in here somewhere. There you go. Boodacious. I sure hope you don't go any further in that direction because I can't cast this table. Oh, clearly I did something right there because he could not escape from me. 11 boos down. Oh no, more poltergeists. I hate the kind that just fling furniture at you. Or, you know, kitchen appliances in this case. Get over here. Ding, fries are done. Alright, you have to actually suck them up. If they just hit a wall and disappear, they reappear for some reason. There you are. I knew there was one of those hiding in here somewhere. It's giving me a good old thrill. Not in the spooky way, but in the exciting kind of way. This is actually the first playthrough where I've actually made a serious effort to try and find all the blue ghosts. I'd say I'm doing a pretty good job of it so far. Now, last thing to check is whether or not there is cheese. Well, we have a box of nondescript food on the shelf. That's good. Oof! Yeah, pick your choice for dinner. We have food and doof. Oh, did that actually hurt me? What was I supposed to do about that, huh? I mean, I guess I could have vacuumed the door open, but that's still really, really silly. That I, like, had to take damage from that. Boy, howdy, I'm Booligan. Yeah, it seems like if you can, like, jostle your movement back and forth, that seems to trap them a little more efficiently. I don't entirely understand how the poltergust works in this game. Like, I think I've got a good grasp on it, but I don't understand it. I just have, like, good muscle memory. I got a wet coin. Yeah, I don't think you need to explain it for every single element, alright? Water has purifying properties. Don't get too caught up with your new squirt gun. Oh yes, also you can only hold one element at a time, so choose wisely. Oh man, we're actually kind of wrapping up here. Like, I've only got these 2 rooms left to go. After that... You know what, before I move any further... I did completely forget to go and revisit the fortune teller, so I'll get her to check out Mario's hat, and then we'll be on our way. Having worked a cashier register for a while, you hate wet currency. Ugh. I think I've had to handle it a couple of times while delivering pizzas myself. However, I was also just as likely to be the one handing the customer a wet bill, because I'm trying to make change and it's like raining. Ah well, what can you do? If it isn't Mario's hat, why it's so clean, as if someone just washed it! Sorry, sometimes I like to add a little drama, you know. Just one moment, did I say Mario? Could it be that Mario? Ah, I see now. Well, I see everything, so I saw it before, but now I really see it. So you are the brother of the famous Mario, and you have come to this place to find him. Well, aren't you a good little brother? Excuse me, I don't laugh much. Oh, they come! Now the spirits come! Come, spirits of power! Come, spirits of sight! Show to me the awful things occurring here tonight. Crystal orb, symbol of my clan, use your darkling power to show me all else you could! can! Show us all you can! Show us this Mario! Light of the spirits comes! Show us what we see! Oh, I see that your Mario lives. Well, he is not in the spirit world, but one cannot say he is alive. Excuse me, sir. Where is he? Where is he now? Ah, the spirits fall silent. This is all I can tell you for now. Bring to me another clue, and I will show this brother to you. This clue no longer speaks to us. Alright, cool. By the way, do I, like, get that in my inventory? Is that something I have a record of? You know, just curious. Yeah, there it is. It's right there on, this thing. And I can't examine it in detail. It's just part of the UI there. Alright, cool. I'd say we'll have this stream finished up in the next half hour. Actually, before I do that, one more thing. Now that I have the power to shoot water, there is something extra that I might be able to do. You guys remember the balcony? Let's see if we can get some cool stuff out of that balcony.
Mario!
We can also try this anywhere where there happens to be plants to water. So if you guys can happen to think of any, like, potted plants or anything like that, that I might be forgetting, Let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section, and I will get back to you. Time to take a piss.
Oh yeah. Mario.
This is where the flood idea came from? Oh yeah, come to think of it. This game came out before Super Mario Sunshine, if I'm correct. Because you know that if Mario Sunshine came first, that promo video would have been for Mario Sunshine, not Pikmin. I was thinking if they can't see my flashlight, maybe they won't know I'm there. Oh, by the way, I'm going the wrong way. While I'm here, let me try and hunt for some health. Alright, that's good. The lights will flicker on and off. And the walls will ooze green slime! Oh wait, they always do that.
Mario.
Alright, get out here. I need more aquatics. I need to stay hydrated. Which reminds me, I've had this, like... I've had this hard lemonade sitting at my side for the last 2 hours, and I've only drunk, like, half of it. It was nice to have with my snack, but, kinda not something I would want to just drink by itself. Hello? Let's try this. What's written on the sign? Here lies Mr. Bones. Quiet.
Oh yeah. Mario. Mario. Mario.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was like the one and only time in the game where shouting Mario does something? There we go. So this is a special little plant. You can come back to it every time you defeat a boss. Make it grow bigger and bigger, and eventually you'll get the most valuable diamond in the whole game. Hello. Ooh. You go back to your bed now, doggy. That's clearly not what I was supposed to do. What? For the love of dirt, could you be quiet? Oh, there's Mr. Bones. Bye, Mr. Bones. Bye, Mr. Bones. Give me some space here, doggy. There we go. Boy, that was kind of intense. Come on a roll. Oh! I do not understand what happened there. Hold on a minute, let me get the pearls first. Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, well that just happened. I thought you were supposed to fill the water bowl or something. Talk about fealty. Oh, and the ghost bone stays there. Why? Alright. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that there's a health pickup in the graveyard. That didn't look right. There we go, that's what I want. Let's try not to disturb the dead too much. Man, you just know that if this game was made today, these Mr. Bones ghosts would be replaced with, like, Hammer Brother ghosts. Because these spooky skeletons are just too different from the Mario canon. Either that or they would be, like, Dry Bones. I don't know why I didn't think of that first. There's no little animation of the lights coming on. That might just mean that I need to defeat the boss. Oh, by the way, that tombstone leads to a boss. In order to turn the lights on. Just in case, let's make sure we don't overlook anything. It does still count as being dark. As evidenced by the fact that there are no boos around, so let's take this opportunity to hunt for cheese. A lot of tombstones. There could be cheese hiding behind any one of them. Including this one. Oh, that'd be the perfect place to hide something. Wonder who makes those calls for no original characters in Mario anymore. Maybe the executives so they can keep their current merchandise relevant? I have no idea. There's a lot of theories out there. Like, maybe it's Miyamoto himself, maybe it's like a team that he hired specifically for enforcing the Nintendo IP. I don't know. It's weird and I don't like it. Don't know if this is going to be relevant, but sure, let's get a fire spirit. So yeah, unlike the baby, this guy gets like no foreshadowing whatsoever. It's just a weird thing that assaults you in the graveyard, completely out of nowhere. Despite having a Grim Reaper-ish feel about him, or like, actually he kind of looks a little bit like the Phantom a lot, he's not too threatening. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, I see. So I guess one tactic I could try is to, like, deliberately let myself let go. And not let the boss break the vacuum tether. There we go. Now let's see. Where are you hiding? Yeah, I'm trying to be real careful not to take too much damage here. Oh shoot, my firepower's gone. How did that happen? Yeah, if possible, I'd like to try and snag him with the final... Oh. Oh, never mind. They just keep on coming then, huh? I got no choice then. There we go. I let go that time. I lost no health. Yeah, honestly, this is not so bad. As long as I can keep the reinforcements down. I'll have this guy beat in a jiffy. Ready? And go. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed! Something about this feels a bit familiar, too. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just reminds me ever so slightly of, The boo guy, the bomb guy, no, Boulder Geist, that was his name, from Mario Galaxy. I guess it's just that the shadow blobs kind of remind me of the bomb boos that you have to shoot into. Ah. It's a little tricky, but I think I got it. He's got, like, no health left. Oh, I missed again. Ah. There we go. You're mine. The baby was tougher. Yeah, it kind of was. Good job, Luigi. I can barely make you out among all the fence posts, but you did it! Just for fun. Alright. So I'll end this off in the gallery. We'll go through the whole fortificationizing process again, and I'll check out the ghost bios. This is not relevant in the slightest, but look at this. He's watching us from behind the graveyard fence. Can you hear me? Good to see you're still okay. I lost your signal when that lightning struck. That was some battle you had there. Why don't you come on back to the lab? What? You think the lightning damaged the Poltergust 3000? Don't worry about it. Even if that lightning had cooked your goose, the Poltergust 3000 wouldn't even have a scratch. Good job, Luigi. You made it here in one piece. Looks like you've got a vacuum full of ghosts there. What do you say we put them through the old ghost portrificationizer?
Yes.
We got quite a bit more this time. So the Poltergust is more valuable than Luigi is what he's saying. And he's just saying that it's made of Nintendium. Yeah, it's like Nintendo exists within their own games, but not as a game-making entity. No, if you see the Nintendo brand on something in one of these games, that means that it's like Acme. Oh yeah, that's a perfect score on Bogmire there. Gold on that one. Gold on the Butler. Gold on Melody. And silver on Mr. Lugs. And silver on Spooky. Ah, less than perfect, but I got some good ones. Yeah. We'll check out their details here in a minute. You found... God damn. Oh, okay. You know what? At this point, I'm starting to think that this world operates on, like, pinball numbers. Because, dear God, is there anything that's worth less than 1,000? No, in fact, I think a single gold coin is worth at least 10,000 points. So, those extra 4 zeros, they're just on there for show. That's how bad inflation has hit the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm not the first one to make this joke, by the way. Nintendo themselves played on that joke when they made Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Or one of the first jokes that you run into is about the difference between, like, Mushroom Kingdom currency and Bean Bean Kingdom currency. Like, all that collecting that Mario did, pretty much worthless, so go ahead and start from 0. There's Melody, got a gold on her. The floating Whirlindas, they look pretty happy there. Spooky the dog. I don't particularly like that style, but at least he's not, like, yelling at me. I'm pretty sure if you get a bronze on Spooky, is just gonna, like, invade your nightmares. There we go, there's Bogmire. Perfectly living as a living shadow. I really don't know what his deal is. Mr. Lugs, looking quite a bit fuzzier than I would prefer. I forgot your name. I've got almost every single portrait ghost in this game memorized, except for him. He's just the butler. Alright, floating Werlindas. Once the waltz champions, they no longer feel complete since their feet don't touch the floor. I really don't like the interface for this particular menu. Shivers. There he is, that's Shivers. He wanders the house, endlessly searching for his master's will. He hopes he's included in it. Spooky's portrait doesn't look that bad according to the wiki. You went and looked it up? Well, I can't remember precisely, so why don't I look it up too? I hope there aren't, like, a dozen different characters named Spooky. The ghost dog. Oh. Well, maybe it was someone else that I was thinking of. Honestly, the gold frame, with, like, the inverse colors, I'm not sure how well it's going to show up here. But, yeah, I think that one's the scariest, even though that's, like, the best one. So maybe it was a different ghost that I was thinking of. Oh, hey! Look at that! There's actually different portraits on the 3DS version. Like, just completely different. And there's the potential for a platinum frame. I did not realize. Let me see here. I know there's someone that looks downright horrifying if you get a bronze with him. I just can't remember which one it was. Maybe it's Chauncey? Bronze frame, honestly, the... like, if you look at this, like, the silver frame that I got is the spookiest on Chauncey. Whereas bronze just looks like this. Platinum frame on the 3DS version looks downright terrifying. I don't like that. Yeah, who am I thinking of that has, like, the terrifying bronze portrait? Is it a fortune teller? Fortune teller looks kind of normal. Who else has the potential of looking really, really ugly? Maybe the butler? The bronze frame on the butler has that similar, like, inverse effect on him, but, bronze maybe looks mischievous. I didn't notice that. Well, that's double the Maggie Simpson energy, then. Could it be Neville? There's gotta be a place where I can just look at all these back to back. Yeah, I'm not seeing the picture that I'm thinking of. Weird. Alright, well, I guess I'll just keep that open. If I happen to find out what I'm thinking of, then I'll show it off on the next Luigi's Mansion stream. Otherwise, that's just gonna have to be a mystery for the ages. Melody Pianissima. Hey, you've actually got a last name. Despite playing movie melodies, she has a surly disposition. Oddly enough, she loves video games. God damn it. Keep pressing the wrong button to return to the main menu here. Huh. I wonder why that spot's empty. I don't think I missed anyone. Ah, well. Mr. Luggs. Somehow 30 years old, even though he looks like Mr. Creosote from... Actually, he was probably based on Mr. Creosote from Monty Python. He prefers all-you-can-eat buffets to 3 meals a day. He ate himself to death, but still wasn't satisfied. And there is the hungry guard dog Spooky. This creepy canine will sink its chops into any seemingly edible thing in sight. Well, that just describes a dog. The cemetery shadow Bogmire, a product of the mansion's fear and despair. He's not sure who to fear or what to despair of these days. Okay, that one's just gonna be a complete enigma for the rest of time. Can you even mention death in Mario games nowadays? Eh. They certainly have gotten a lot more coy about it over the years. Like in Super Paper Mario, you actually go to hell as part of, like, one of the chapters that you play. And it's described as, what happens when you get a game over. You know, when you've lost your last continue, that's where you go. And you'll see send-ups of, like, who's the mistress of the underworld in Greek mythology? Hell? Yeah, basically a send-up to Hell. And, who else? Karen, the boatman. HFIL flashbacks. Just joking? Yeah, I guess that's it for now. I actually don't remember where I can save, so you know what? I'll go back to the mansion, and then I will save at the toad that's right there. Yes, I know what you're talking about. The home for infinite losers. That's such a meme, it's like impossible to not know about that if you know anything about Dragon Ball. A big boo, you say? I mean, there have kind of been a lot of them. Alright, where am I going next? Ah, yes, that place. That'll be a fun place to kick off at. And then we'll get around to exploring the basement, second floor, the third floor, the roof, and, the rest of the first floor next time. Boy, it may seem like we've only done half the game because there's only 4 bosses, but there's still quite a lot left to do. So we'll get around to that next time. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and wind down. Should I end off on that video that you sent? Sure, why not? If I can click on it. Ugh. OBS is so stubborn sometimes, I swear. Alright, let's see what this is about, and then we'll cap off.
いかがでしたか? 次の映像をご覧いただく前に少し
There's still Luigi's Mansion environment. Soul noise is happening.
メトロイドプライム4については現在も鋭意開発を進めております
Wait,
が
Samus, hold still.
本日はそれとは
I can't keep track of you.
もう一つの新たなメトロイドを皆さんにご紹介します。こちらをご覧ください。
何それは? And this person was... Wait a minute, this was probably edited after the show. This gives me the feeling that I'm about to watch an episode of a Super Sentai television show starring Samus. Man, that'd be fun. That would be fun to watch. I don't know how they would bring it in to a more grounded Earth-like reality. It would have to be a spin-off like, I don't know, Federation Force or something. And, like, it takes place on a space station, or, like, Earth 2 or whatever. And it's got Samus and all the Federation troopers just fighting evil in a much more, goofy, low-key setting. The fact that they are completely silent makes it better. Are they gonna wave their arms around like Kermit the Frog? Wait, there's closed captions? Eh? I don't think they match up. Shoutouts to all those people that are playing Metroid Dread in time for Halloween, because honestly, it is like one of the best games that you could be playing for the season of spookiness. I myself would be playing it right now if I didn't have other plans. But, damn it, the window keeps jumping around. Okay, so the captions do match up. Yatta! They've got headphone cords coming to their helmet.
2D メトロイドシリーズとしては約19年ぶりとなる完全新作メトロイドドレッドの映像です。タイトルにもなっているドレッド
Metroid Dre.
サムスを襲う
Sponsored by Dre headphones.
新感覚のメトロイドになっています。 10月8日の発売を予定していますので、もう少しだけお待ちください。発売日にサムス先ほどの映像にも登場したエミーと
The lightning strikes just keep on happening in the background.
引き続き
With this excited, happy music playing. Oh, Samus, what happened to your, whose arm was that? Your arm is still in the... Oh, never mind. She can just take it off. He, she, me, whoever. It will forever be a mystery. This text is no longer relevant. Alright, thank you guys for joining me. That was fun. First person, not quite as useful as I was hoping it would be, but it was a fun experiment. And hey, we can always just see it in the corner of our eyes if we ever want to have it again. So, I'll continue with this tomorrow, probably. Oh, hey, it's movie time. Yeah, we're gonna go watch 9 on Hollow Bastion's Discord server, so I'll see you guys there, I suppose. I'm gonna get a quick snack and use the bathroom before I do that, so see you guys in a minute. Later.